live or really weird OBS times. Hey, do you want to go live? And like start the broadcast, and it'll say, okay, want to go live for real? And ask you. Here it's not. Okay, want to go live for real? And ask you. Here. What's up, guys? So welcome to the 3.5 anniversary Code Geass Lost Stories stream. And there is a lot to go over. Event is going on, and there are tons of buffs that characters got, and of course we've got new pilots that are representative of the Persona art style. Interesting because Lost Genesis Code copied it with some of their art, so that's kind of interesting. So I'm going to be going through all the pilots, then I'll try to summon them. I have the game up, and do that sort of thing, and get ready. Yeah, let's do it. Good afternoon. Yep, good afternoon. Time by. Guys, if you guys enjoy the stream, make sure to like the stream. I don't say that often, but I really should like the stream. It matters. I don't want that. Anyways, let's just go through these buffs real quick, and then we'll go after that. We will start going characters. All right, so before we do that, sorry for the blue balls. One thing before I start that, just upcoming content for those who care about Ninja Gaiden 4 stuff. Basically, I am gonna get the Ryu video out tomorrow, hopefully. I also want to do a boss tier list, which I'm working on, and then I also want to do a story analysis, and then discuss what is Ninja Gaiden, because this discussion is still going on among the fan base. No one seems to have an answer to this question. I don't even think I have an answer, but I have my perspective on it. And everyone, I've watched a bunch of videos. Like one came out recently from Civet, who, you guys remember Civet? He did the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stuff, or make fun of whatever it was, with like GX and whatever. Anyway, so he discussed his take on Ninja Gaiden and why he feels 4 is still a Ninja Gaiden game. Somebody said I think is not true, or I don't think it's worded. I don't think the way he worded it is true. I guess it's the same. I want to discuss kind of like my perspective based on everyone who's discussed why they think it is and why I don't think it. Anyway, I know this audience is not here for that, but out there. Anyways, since in case someone for some reason from the Ninja Gaiden, you will watch this channel for Ninja Gaiden stuff or things like that, happen to stumble upon this stream. Like, that's just the update. Okay, now to the buffs. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. If you not, let me know, but you should be able to. Normally I would have this stuff up earlier, but it was Saturday sucked. Put it up. Okay, so here we go. This is the Emperor Lelouch. So he has 2 effects that were buffed. So originally, when he was deployed, and he would give the critical and also the skill gauge increase. It was just on deployment. Now it occurs every 20 seconds after deployment. So you can so you don't have to remove from the battlefield to get the effect. That's all they did there. They did next thing they did was, so C2 and Suzaku pilots got a specific kind of buff, and now how it works is if you have either one on your team, the buffs that went to them go to everybody. So like Suzaku's on your team, everyone gets the attack power buff. The initial deployment time is reduced by 50% for every. And same with the C2. If she's on your team, she reduces the attack power or attack damage all allies receive, not just C2. And same thing with the health recovery. So that's pretty cool. So have him, and then any Suzaku or any C2 pilots, they all get the benefits. Suzaku Knife Zero, the change they made was, instead of it being him reducing the initial deployment, all Lancelot Nightframe pilot, Nightframe that he pilots. You think I'm tongue tied now? Wait till we get to the anniversary stuff. Holy shit. Anyways, but now it's, instead of just a Lancelot Nightframe, it's anything he pilots reduces by 50%, which is interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess so. You can use it with anything basically. Give you a 50% deployment time or initial deployment time reduction. That's really cool. We get to C2. So essentially, her first effect is now every 10 seconds instead of every 15. Very slight tweaks there. And then before, if you had a Lelouch pilot on your team, the maximum HP of all allies is increased by 30%. Now how it works is everyone and then everyone part of the Zero Requiem faction is by 30%. So basically C2, it stacks, right? Because she's part of the Zero Requiem faction and also, of course, everyone else. So her thing goes up by 60% instead of just 30. And then on top of that, you get a 5,000 additional increase. So it's pretty crazy. So essentially, he will all these Zero Requiem pilots, they all like have buffs specifically now for all Zero Requiem pilots instead of just being like C2, Aku, or elves. That's the theme with these, by the way. Okay, moving on, we have the MC Zero Requiem. Basically, instead of him just having the extra damage to Britannium pilots and Nightmare frames, now everyone in the Zero Requiem faction has this before. Everyone's getting the same thing. Ending with Jeremiah, instead of him just debuffing, nullifying enemy debuffs on himself, now all the members of the Zero Requiem faction get the same treatment and people in range. This is super important because, well, I say that, but I kind of beat the challenge. But one of the extra missions, if I had this buff, then it would have been a lot easier to go through. But they, whatever. Anyways, that's really good because now Jeremiah has essentially the same debuff ability that other pilots now have, where you can affect not just himself, but everyone else, and now the entire Zero Requiem faction. That's great. Here's the artwork, as you guys will know what I'm talking about. Here's the Emperor Lelouch. I have Zero Zaku, C2 with the Lancelot Frontier, Angry MC with the Pendulum, female, and have Jerry. Okay. Moving on, here's the Nightmare frame that Jerry uses. I figured normally what I used to do was I'd put like all the pilots and all the Nightmare frames, but here I decided to do was if there's a Nightmare frame associated with a pilot I just discussed, I will post that after it. Don't have to scroll too far to find it. Also good for myself. Anyway, Sarlin Sieg post 3.5 buff, and essentially before it used to say you would deal 5.5 your attack power and then about 20 damage. Now it's 10k and then 40k fixed damage, which is crazy. The second weapon, remember when you like basically, so the Night Frame, if it gets destroyed, new Sarlin appears, because remember in the show that's how he defeated Anya. He ejected the Sarlin, blah blah. Anyway, so instead of doing 300k damage, that explosion, it does 2 million, which tells me that the enemies in this game are going to be must have got a serious buff if have to do 2 damage for. Still though, a really nice additional buff, and of course the 40k was long over. And now we're going to the SPK faction. So we have Lelouch, and basically, like the other examples we saw earlier, instead of it just being the damage limit for any Saku and MC pilot, now he also increased the damage limit for everyone in the Zero Requiem faction, which is great. Saku's effect is, instead of it just being, so basically if he falls under 51%, he deals like his health as damage and does the fixed damage effect. Why he was really OP arena, because if you damage him, you get screwed over. Well, now it's even worse because he doesn't have to even go down below 51%. If he just takes damage 3 times, the same effect occurs. So it's kind of BS, but it had to, I guess, add an extra buff to it. Then we have C2, and her, now she has her passive HP recovery effect now done to everyone in Zero Requiem. Same thing. Buffs applied to everybody. That's pretty good. I mean, she has more utility than she did before. So here's Lelouch, SPK, Zaku, and unfortunately there's no they didn't give buffs to the MC one because that was free. Alright, now we have the Code Black stuff from the manga. This was an event that I ran like a few years, for 3.5 years into this. Okay, so anyways, Lelouch Code Black. So before, he would increase the attack speed of all ally units. That actually is buff before because he be himself and then it became something else. Now it stacks because it's action speed of everyone who's deployed and members of the Code Black faction. So he essentially increased everyone's speed by, well, himself by 3x. So like the Zero Requiem stuff, it is a buff for everyone in the faction instead of just themselves. Colin's the same thing. Instead of just simultaneous attacks by one for herself, now everyone in the faction gains this. He actually can do audio. Why did it give me an error? Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, Colin does like 2 for herself technically, or yeah, because she does by 1. I guess it would be actually everyone gets 2 now. Crazy. No, I'm wrong. She gets 2. Everyone else gets 1 if they're in the Cold Black faction. Okay. C2, same thing. She puts a shield for herself and all members of the Cold Black faction. Suzaku, he makes sure everyone else gets the attack power and everyone else can store 1 knife from skill besides himself. So you see here, he can store 2. Everyone can store Nightmare Frame skill activations. It was for himself and all members of the Cold Black faction. Now here, they simply increased the percentage by a much 45 over 27.5, and then he additionally will increase the damage by 50k. So he makes everyone so everyone can store and also get better damage attack power boost. And keep in mind, this is the first buff for, I believe, Suzaku Code Black. That's probably why they went a little harder than other ones. Buff. Okay. It's telling me my auto bit rate's like not good, but I'm watching the stream live. I'm not really getting. You guys notice the stream is like not like or whatever or not can't hear me. Tell me that it's not good, but once I hit the widget, it says it's fine. I'm really confused. But okay. It doesn't matter. As long as you guys can watch it and it's the quality's decent. Okay, moving on, we have the MC Code Black, and basically it's same effects as before, but now everyone gets a maximum HP increased by 50k if you're part of the Black faction. As I said before, all the effects are targeted towards everyone in the faction instead of just being for themselves. Artwork, we have Lelouch, Colin, C2, Zaku, C. Of course, Shirley and Millie didn't get anything because they're rank 3. Shit about them. Kind of sucks. Okay. Next we have is Nunnally. Well, Nunnally and Lelouch got buffs, and C2. Of course, M. Not odd because they actually did buff that character in the past. I don't know. Anyways, so the audio is cutting in and out for me. Really? All right, one second. Let me take a look. Let me hear it my end. All right, one second. Let me take a look. Let me hear it my end. All right, one second. Let me take a look. Colin, C2, Zaku, and C. Of course, Shirley and Millie didn't get anything because they're rank 3. Shit about them. Kind of sucks. Okay. Next we have is I don't know. Anyways, is cutting is I don't know, I'm not seeing it on my end. I mean, I'm playing the video from my stream and it looks like it's fine. I'm gonna look at it here from this perspective. From my stream and it looks like it's fine. Let me hear it my end. Kind of a little harder than other ones. Like of course, not odd because they actually did buff that character in the past. It's sporadic, huh? Okay. That's also there's a lag time. There's a not lag time, but there's a latency issue between you. So it's possible when I check it a few seconds later, it's already happened your end, vice versa. So that kind of if it's okay now, let me know. But if it happens again, I'll check on it. But I just went through the last 10 seconds. I didn't notice any. So I don't know. You let me know if it continues. Should be okay now. All right, so all the Wonderland characters, like I said, or the Mark Alice faction, they all got buffs, except for reason except for the MC. Okay. So Nolly basically does a couple of different things. First of all, her 2% damage, so basically use knife from skill 3 times. You stun everything and then you deal 2% HP. Oh, I didn't say that too fast, but 2% percentage of the enemy's HP as damage. Now you do that, but it's stacked. Cool. That was the problem I had with the pilot to begin with. Sometimes you didn't do enough damage with her, so the fact that it stacks over and over, pretty solid. Because usually when you spammed it, it didn't feel very effective. Glad they made that. It just cut you off again, but it doesn't tell me. It's not telling me it's cutting anyone off. Usually it'd be like, yeah, your audio sucks. I'm like, okay. So her effect stacks. The two. It could honestly be the microphone. It's very possible. Microphone just sucks. But I don't understand though. Like I'm literally looking at my stream. I'm not seeing this cutoff. I'm literally looking at my stream. I'm not seeing this cutoff. I'm literally looking. Okay. Tell me. It's not telling me it's cutting anyone off. Usually it'd be like, yeah, your audio sucks. I'm like, okay. So her effect stacks. The two. It could honestly be the microphone. Okay, I heard it. I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. Be the microphone. No, I heard it. I heard it. I literally just heard it. It literally cut off on me too. I was like, oh come on. The audio stream bitrate is lower than recommend. Okay, how do I fix this? Audio stream bitrate, but my bitrate's already lower. I specifically like this is really funny because my if I go to my settings, yeah, it's already really low. I specifically made it very low on purpose. Like it told me I had way more I could use, and I specifically low. Yeah, my audio bit rate is lower than what they're telling me. That's funny. It's saying here it should be lower than whatever it says, and mine's already lower. Oh, well, I can't change that now, guys. I'm in the middle of the fucking stream. Wait, can I? I'm not sure how that works. If I quit the stream and come back in, like, can you do that? I have no idea. I remember one time I was doing something with StreamYards, and I think what happened was I closed out and went back in. It worked. I don't know how that works here. Yeah, it's telling me my bit rate is not good, but I mean mine's 160. It's telling me we're using 128. You guys been cut off recently, or is it still? If only I could do these settings without having to restart the damn. Get the last couple seconds work. Settings without having to restart the damn. Get the last couple seconds work. I'm back in. It worked. I don't know how that works here. Still, get the last here. Still, 1 second. Let me see here. 1 second. Let me see here. Can you close out when streaming and then like get back in? Get back in so you can make adjustments. Yeah, I don't think I could. I'd have to kill the whole start over. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Yeah, I don't think I could. I'd have to kill the whole start over. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? It's not okay. I'm getting cut off every 5. Gotta be kidding. All right, we'll have to restart the stream, guys. I'll be back in like 10 hours. No, but jokes aside, I'll have to stop streaming this. I'll restart.